Welcome to our video on how to create matrix reports in Salesforce. My name is Steve, and in the next few minutes you will learn how to create reports in Salesforce that take advantage of this super easy to use and powerful tool. It's my opinion that every user will benefit by knowing how to get what they want out of Salesforce using reports. In the description I've included links to our reports and dashboards playlist where you can explore every video that we've made about reports. I've also included a really helpful video about optimizing Salesforce and increasing results. Check those out when you can. Now let's get into it. Okay, so to create a matrix report, you want to start by being in the Reports tab. You can either select the Reports tab from the app that you're in, or you can go to the 3x3 over here on the left, and you can type in Reports and find the tab that way. In this example, I'll go ahead and use the search function to find reports, and then I'll select New Report. Now we do have another video in our Reports and Dashboards playlist, which is linked in the description, that talks about a tabular report and a summary report. The matrix report is sort of a step above the summary report in terms of capability or complexity. But for the purposes of this report, I'm going to use the opportunity data because that's the data that I want to display. And so as a general rule, whenever I open up a new report, I clean it up a little bit by taking away some of the values that I don't really care about. So in this example, I'll go ahead and remove some of these fields that don't necessarily make my report better. And I also want to decide what my filters are. So in this case, I'm getting a good sample of records, but the filters really control what rows you see. And so the filtering is really important in terms of establishing the data that you're including in the matrix. Now, what is a matrix exactly? Well, in our other video about the summary report, we found that if we add a grouping, let's say we add a grouping by stage, then what's nice about this is it actually will subtotal or subgroup our opportunities based on the sales stage. Now, in this case, I didn't add a summary or a summarization on the amount field. It's just grouping. But now if I go over to amount, and I summarize and add the sum, you'll now see that it adds a summary or a subtotal by dollar amount. And so any numeric field in our report can be subtotaled or averaged or a mean or a max, etc. So now I have what we showed in the summary report video. I have a summary report. What makes it a matrix report is adding another axis. So in this case, I'm sort of grouping by row, but what if I wanted to group, let's say, by owner? So if I type in owner here under column group, then it allows me to group my chart by owner. And now what you'll see here is it adds an additional column that now subtotals by owner. Now in this demo database, we have one owner. But if we had multiple reps, then you'd see 400,000 for Steve and 200,000 for Matt and on down the line. And so this allows you to summarize horizontally and vertically in terms of the data that you're showing. So the matrix report is just another way to summarize data on the X and Y axis, if you want to use it, if you want to think of it that way. Or it allows you to add rows, so it allows you to group at the row level, which is what the stage is, and then it allows you to group at the column level, which is what the opportunity owner is. So that's the basic framework. Now, in Salesforce Classic, we had an option called matrix. Here, you simply add the row group for summary and the column group for matrix, and that's all you have to do. Now, at this point, I want to save this report, so I'll go ahead and save this, and I'll just call this new matrix. And Salesforce automatically gives it a unique name, and I'll leave the report description blank, and I'll go ahead and save this in my private folders. If I wanted this to be made available to other people, I would need to share it in a public folder, and if I wanted this to be shared with other people, I would need to select a public folder, which I can access through the select folders option, and from there I can select the different fields that folders rather that I'd want users to see it in. So in this case, I could choose public. I'm going to leave it as private just to keep it simple. So I'll go ahead and hit save, and now I have a matrix report in my reports folder in my reports menu, and I can now run it. And so now you'll see the same idea that you have in a tabular report. It tells you total number of records, total amount. It shows you your groupings, and then it shows you the data that makes up the details of the report. And like any other report, I can add a chart if I want to. I can filter this further. I can also subscribe to this or export the data to Excel or CSV, as well as pushing this to a dashboard. A lot of people are interested in the export function, so if I click export here, I can select a formatted report or details only, and if I select formatted, it sort of keeps the matrix set up. If I do details, it's really going to just export the raw data and then allow me to obviously work with it. And that is a very quick overview of matrix reports. Thank you for watching this video. On the screen and in the description, I've included links to our reports and dashboards playlist. And I've also included a 5-minute video that will share 3 strategies that we use to increase results and reduce Salesforce license costs through a Salesforce program called OSP. Please spend a few more moments of your precious time with us, and we will help you take Salesforce to a whole new level in your company. Finally, please like and subscribe. We'll see you soon. Thank you.